Hello everybody, my name is Bragster and welcome to TEW 2020 where we are in charge of Impact Wrestling. Now today is Bound for Glory. We are finally here. All the build-up has been leading to this moment. The first pay-per-view, probably either Impact's biggest pay-per-view of the year or second biggest, depending on whether you think that Slammiversary or Bound for Glory is the bigger one. And I'm excited. Nervous, but excited. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. I really hope it goes well. As I did in the previous episode with Prelude to Glory, I will put in the card. Now I'll insert it here. Obviously matches could still be added, segments can still be added, but like the main bits that are announced will be shown. So yeah, I'll show that now. I'm going to obviously show you the song for the Bound for Glory, for 2020's Bound for Glory pay-per-view, which will be Biffy Clyro's Instant History. Now, yeah, it just suits pay-per-view perfectly. This is our first big pay-per-view. Obviously the other one was kind of a B pay-per-view. This is our first A pay-per-view, and we've got a lot of people making history and possibly some instant history in their first ever matches at an Impact pay-per-view. So we're going to start our first match. Obviously this isn't in no particular order, but one of the matches on the card is Rick Swann versus Eric Young. Now this started back at Slammiversary, where Eric Young absolutely battered Rick Swann after he did a massive comeback from injury. Rick Swann has been very angry since and has been stalking Eric Young and has been taking him out slowly, stopped him from progressing in the Bound for Glory series, and that has just annoyed Eric Young massively. These two come head to head for the first time, and we're going to see what happens when these two collide. Another match on the card is the Impact Tag Team title match between Heath and Rhino and the Motor City Machine Guns. Now the Motor City Machine Guns have kept these titles for a little while now, and Heath and Rhino, Heath's just got his contract, has taken all this momentum into this tag team title match. Can him and Rhino take those titles away from the Motor City Machine Guns, or can the Motor City Machine Guns keep those titles just a little bit longer? We'll have to find out. Then there's the Impact Knockouts Championship match, where Deonna Purrazzo is facing Tenille Dashwood. Now Deonna Purrazzo has been a dominant champion. No one's really looks like they can touch her, and Tenille Dashwood has brought this calm nature to the division, and Purrazzo doesn't really like it. I think part of that is because she's just not sure what to expect from Dashwood, and I don't think anyone else is sure what to expect either. Can Dashwood take that title away from Purrazzo? We'll have to wait and see. Then we've got the TNA World Championship match between Moose and Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock, the inaugural TNA World Champion. Moose is obviously the one running his mouth, going around saying that he is the true champion. Can Ken Shamrock take that title away at the age of, I think, 53, away from the young, monstrous Moose? We'll have to wait and see. This rivalry has just been building and building and building. It was going to be a short one, but it's been prolonged to the pay-per-view because of how good this rivalry is, and we'll just have to see who comes out on top. Dragon Lee's just won the Battle Royal at the Prelude to get the opportunity at Chris Bay's Impact X Division title, and can he take that away? Can he take that title away from Chris Bay? Chris Bay has had some amazing matches in recent times with many people, but he has never faced anyone like Dragon Lee. Someone that is well respected in the industry, well respected around the world. Can he take that title away from Chris Bay and change the scope of Impact Wrestling for the foreseeable future? And the main event of the evening, Miro versus Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards just had an amazing match midweek for that Impact World title with Rob Van Dam, a legend of the industry, and Miro has just beaten three very credible contenders for that title to win the Bound for Glory series and take this title shot. Who will come out on top between these two? Both have a lot of momentum running into it, and both have looked so good in the matches that they've performed in. This could be a very, very good match and could be a very high rated one. I've got a lot of expectations for this match, and I think you guys do too. And we'll just have to see who comes away with the World Championship. Brilliant. So yeah, let's get into it. If anything happens beforehand, which probably shouldn't, then I'll show you. If not, we'll just get straight into the big one, shall we? Right, so we got a couple of incidents, one involving Jeff Cobb and the other one involving RVD and Cousin Jake. So we'll start with Jeff Cobb. Apparently entertained the locker room. Brilliant. Can't complain about that. And RVD and Cousin Jake, RVD offered psychology tips. Really good as well. Cousin Jake is someone I'm keeping an eye on. I really like him, so be interested to see what happens with him, and if RVD keeps improving him, only be good things. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into Bound for Glory. Right, so I have put the show. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. This could be really good or really bad, and I have no idea whatsoever. So I think we're just going to see how it goes. And just see what happens. So yeah, let's get into Bound for Glory. That's right, the GM of Impact is Mick Foley. That's why the music just played. Yes, Mick Foley is the GM of Impact. Stephen Amell has given up his role and is just going to take a full backseat role. Well, so we thought, until Sami Callihan comes out and challenges Amell to a match later on in the night, which Mick Foley accepts on the behalf of Amell. Now, Amell, for whatever reason, is a heel, so I'm having to turn him, but that's not going to go down so well, so not a clue what's going to happen there. But yeah, 56 rating to start off the show, gets the show off to a strong start. Mick Foley looking great as always, so yeah, it's those of you who remember my NXT series will remember that I tried to get Foley in there as well, as GM of NXT, and I've basically done the same here because I never really got to use Foley, and I had an opportunity here. Foley would do it. I really do believe Foley will probably do it under the right circumstances, so that's who we've got here. So a good way to start the show. Hopefully you guys are happy with my choice of Mick Foley as the GM. Then we got a 45 rated segment where Deonna Purrazzo defeats Tenille Dashwood in about 20 minutes with the Fujiwara armbar. This means it's defense number 2 for Purrazzo. 45 rating is decent, especially with how the women's matches have been. Purrazzo with 42, Tenille with 40 is really good. That's all we want, is we want consistently good knockout matches. And this one lived up to the hype. What Tenille will do from here, not too sure. But I know exactly what Purrazzo will be doing. And that's dealing with Kairi Hojo. Yes, formerly known as Kairi Sane, is coming in as Kairi Hojo, and yeah, Purrazzo celebrates and is confronted by Hojo. Lack of anything interesting happened on the segment, which is a bit weird, bear in mind we've just had a debut, but whatever. 38 rated segment there. I reckon this particular rivalry will do really well. I can see some great stuff going on between these two. So yeah, Kairi Hojo in Impact. Then we've got a 50 rated. We've got a 50 rated segment where Sami Callihan defeated Stephen Amell with the headlock driver. Stephen Amell got a 47 rated performance, which is beyond me. Like, I know he's probably got a high popularity and that might be the reason why, but still, Like, that was a really good performance. I'm glad I put this on the card now. Sami Callihan doing great as always with 51. I wasn't going to give Armel the win. It was just to show off what Armel could do, and show off that maybe Armel will be used maybe as a wrestler, and maybe that's going to, and I think that's going to be the storyline going forward with Armel is, you know, yes, he's taken a backseat, yes, he doesn't want to be the one making the decisions, but does he want to be the one in the ring? And maybe that's like the next little part of the storyline we go with Armel. Next up we have a 43 rated segment where Melissa Santos asks Rob Van Dam, what's next for him? What is next for you? And RVD just looks despondent. He doesn't really know what to do. He doesn't look too confident in himself, and something seems a bit off with RVD. So I wanted to put RVD in the kind of couldn't on Impact, but I really do feel like on Bound for Glory, you know, on the show he would have been on if he won. Just, it fit right. Then we got a 57 rated segment where Chris Bay defeated Dragon Lee with the Triple C after a distraction by Elijah Burke. This is defense number 5 for Chris Bay. He's doing really well at keeping that title. Chris Bay with a 45 rated performance, Dragon Lee with a 59. I had a feeling Dragon Lee would be the right choice, and he truly did deliver. But he did kind of get a bit screwed over by the decision there, and Elijah Burke getting a great for his Pope gimmick, which is part of the reason why he's back. And then we've got a 57 rated segment, this is nuts, where Elijah Burke grabs a mic and says that he's got a new client, or shall he say clients, but we're going to have to wait to find out who the others are. He didn't allude to who they are, he didn't allude to how many, he just alluded that he's got more in the rings, but he's more proud of this signing of Chris Bay under his wing, who's already got a title. He doesn't have to work for a title, he's already got one in his faction. But yeah, Elijah Burke is back. We haven't got the name of the faction yet. I know the name of the faction, but you guys don't know it yet. Yeah, are you excited to see Elijah Burke back? Also, speculate who's going to be in this faction, because I already know every member. I have been planning this virtually since the beginning for Elijah Burke to come back, to come to Impact, and how it's all going to plan out. I've had this planned, I had everyone signed, I've just had to keep it on the down low as to what was going to happen. So please speculate away as to who's going to be in the faction. But yeah, Elijah Burke is back and he's got Chris Bay under his wing. Then we've got a 51 rated segment where the Motor City Machine Guns defeated Heath and Rhino in about 18 minutes when Alex Shelley pinned Heath with the underarm slap STO. Heath quite clearly, although was the better out of the two out of Heath and Rhino. Rhino was a lot fresher. Heath obviously was in a magnificent match on the Prelude, so it kind of took a toll on him here and they just couldn't get the job done. But of course the Motor City Machine Guns did get the job done. So 51 segment there, decent, better than I thought, bearing in mind that I know Heath and Rhino's chemistry isn't great, so that's just gonna throw it off a little bit. But it gives me hope, because that makes me believe that the next tag match between Motor City Machine Guns and the formerly known as the Vorbiddens, that one should be good. Bear in mind both teams have really good chemistry, so yeah, that one should go down a lot better than this one, and this one was still really good. Then we got okay, ignore what I just did there. Then we got a 42 rated segment where Eric Young attacks Rick Swann, just absolutely obliterates him. Rick Swann is hardly moving at the start of this match. Swann's legs hurt, everything's hurting, he's virtually unable to carry on and go into this match, and he literally grabs Chris Levin, who's the referee of the next match, and just puts almost like barbed wire bat to his throat and goes, start the match, start the match. So yeah, a new side to Rick Swann, a lot more intense side, and Eric Young is loving it, and maybe is a bit nervous that Rick Swann can beat him, but obviously Rick Swann is not in good shape, so whether he can beat Eric Young here is a different question. Then we've got a 48 rated segment where Eric Young does beat Rick Swann in about 15 minutes. They're going to probably have better matches in the future. He beat him with a wheelbarrow net breaker, Rick Swann with a 45, Eric Young with 48. Really good stuff there. Rick Swann's first match under me, which is a little bit why I might have held back the match a little bit. I wasn't too sure how good his performance would be or stuff like that. But that means Rick Swann's not in good shape yet again. Eric Young has taken a toll on him, and yeah, it's not looking good. Then we got a 44 rated segment where the Motor City Machine Guns pass the Good Brothers backstage, who eye up the titles. They don't really say much, they just kind of give a good nod of approval, and yeah, it's alluding to a possible match in the future between the Good Brothers and the Motor City Machine Guns. Then we've got a 54 rated segment where Moose defeats Ken Shamrock in about 10 minutes with the Game Breaker. Absolute intense match. These two have gone all out. They have great chemistry apparently as well. Moose obviously retaining the TNA World Championship in the process. Wow, an incredible match here. Moose doing brilliantly as always. Is one of the stars of Impact at the moment, both in real life and on my game. And Ken Shamrock is still performing very, very well. I think this is Ken Shamrock's first match as well under me, and yeah, he's done a lot better than I thought. Bear in mind he's, you know, getting quite old, so he could be retiring in the near future. So putting over a star like Moose is really going to help things. Then we've got a 62 rated segment where EC3 confronts Moose. I know this happened in real life. I've had this planned out before they alluded to it in real life. This has been my plan since the beginning as well, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'm not going to do the same as what they did in real life. You know, it will be a normal match, it won't be a cinematic one, but all of that aside, EC3 has confronted Moose. He wants that TNA World title. He was in TNA back in the day, Moose wasn't, so EC3 wants that title. And it might be the main event next, which would be Miro versus Eddie Edwards, which it is, which is a 65 rated match. Wow. Miro defeats Eddie Edwards in 28 minutes with the accolade. Edwards is almost in tears at the end of this match. He's in so much pain, and then eventually he taps. He eventually gives in to Miro, who got a 59. Eddie Edwards was a 58. Eddie Edwards is an absolute star. I didn't realise how good Eddie Edwards is, and it's made me question whether taking the title off of him was a good idea. It probably is, but it's like, wow. So yeah, I'm definitely going to focus on Eddie Edwards in the future. He is, again, one of the other stars of this promotion. But yeah, a 65 rated match. The Impact World title is on the line. Miro has won it. Miro is the Impact World Champion, and he has managed to make instant history. So yeah, I really don't know what this show's going to be. It should be around the same as the Prelude. There was a lot more down elements on this one, so I don't know how it's going to go. Let's just see. 63, so it was better than the Prelude. 63 rated, 51 regions our popularity's increased in. If it wasn't for that women's bit with Hojo, and I don't know why that didn't go so well, it might have been even just a little bit higher, but that main event really pulled through. You know, those last 3 segments with the TNA World title and the Impact World title really pulled it up. And yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. The fact that the second best match on the card was the X Division title match is really good, especially as the next pay-per-view is Destination X as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Let's make a speech. Naturally we're going to praise Miro and Eddie Edwards, and I think we should praise Dragon Lee as well, because Dragon Lee carried that match. So praise for a great performance on all of them. They should be really happy. Miro's pleased, Eddie Edwards is pleased, and so is Dragon Lee. So yeah, I thought I'd praise Dragon Lee because he really did pull that match through. But yeah, that is it for Bound for Glory. It was as good as I expected. It probably was as good as you expected, and Miro is the new face of the company, but we've got plenty more fresh faces in the company as well. Mick Foley, new GM. Kairi Hojo, new in the women's division. Elijah Burke is back with some possibly more new faces coming in as well. It's all looking good. We're bringing in some new fresh faces, we're bringing in some new fresh talent, a bunch of talent as well, and I think this is going to go really well. Be interested to see what we do from here on out. There are so many different things we can do, and I can't wait to see that. So yeah, we'll have a look at the male. We tried to get Sheamus, but I knew WWE would keep him. Dez is fully fit again. Viewing figures is 59,000, nearly 60,000 viewers, and the pay-per-view value rate is 0.05. Again, higher than Prelude, which is good to see. Yeah, brilliant stuff there. And that's it. That is the end of this episode. That is the end of Bound for Glory. Next, we are moving on into Destination X, which will be the next pay-per-view. So yeah, hit that like button if you like this video. Comment anything down below about the show and about the factions, about the new people. Give me your thoughts. And if you're new here, please do subscribe. This is a really good point to subscribe and progress forward, as you know, we're moving into a new build up to a new show, so it's a good starting point to subscribe from, and I shall see you in the next video. See ya!